All right, let's do it. He was there yesterday like a maniac. Colby Guy, AP, and Palm Beach Post, ready
Uh,
to rock. How you feeling, my brother?
I'm feeling good. I mean, last night was a party all over Fort Lauderdale. I mean, it did not stop until like 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning. I don't know. This place has been buzzing the entire day, and now it's time to be buzzing in a different way.
So I saw your tweet, one of your tweets. I never want to leave South Florida.
Yeah, I never want to leave this place.
Did you get soaked? Because it looked like you were right in the middle of the action there, dude.
They had a little bit of a canopy for the media, so I didn't really get too soaked, but I did like for the sake of the people, I emerged from that little canopy and I hyped them up a little bit while they were waiting for the lightning to kind of die down a little bit. So um, I had some fun there with the rain, but I stayed dry for the most part.
Okay. I was impressed, dude, that considering the weather, how everybody hung in there, I thought that was absolutely awesome because I mean personally for me I enjoyed it, Colby, watching it at home, dry as hell, and it was really cool to watch. But mad props to the fans for staying there, dude, and hanging in there throughout the whole thing. I thought that was awesome.
I mean, yeah, I mean, you can't say this place isn't a hockey town anymore. I mean, you know, tons of people getting
Oh, we lost him there.
these
Hold
or
on.
people coming there in the bikini or whatever the hell. You get people in beachwear, people in jersey.
Let's bring him aboard. All right.
Oh,
Let's see if is it better?
yeah, it should be better.
Okay. All right. One of the things I talked about that our town is kind of misunderstood. And I've talked about this for dude decades now. Because they say, oh no, we're a shitty sports town. No, dude, actually we're a damn good sports town. The problem with our sports town is we're not the people that are blindly gonna go see you. We got lots of shit to do. We can go to Las Olas and we go to the Grove and we go down to the Keys and we go to a swamp and we go fishing and we go boating and we go to concerts and we go to, there's a crap ton of things to do in South Florida. So the entertainment dollar is stretched to hell. So if you're going to be a sports owner in this town, you have to do your part. You don't have to win a championship, but you do have to care about winning, trying to win, entertain, and if you win a championship, even better. And to me, all you got to do is look at what the Heat have done before Mickey Arison took over. We weren't headed in the right direction with Chaffel and Cunningham. And then Mickey took over and he built a real basketball foundation now. And the Panthers, they basically, Colby, they tore a page from the Heat and they stuck with it. And they went through it and they made their mistakes and they got better and better and better. Every year they got better, even if it was a little bit, but every year they got better by doing something that they were just truly committed to winning. And in this town, now you've gone 5 straight years to the playoffs, 2 straight years to the finals. Now you've won people over. You go look at the baseball team and you don't win anybody over. It doesn't matter that you won a couple titles. That doesn't mean shit. People see right through you that you're not trying to win, so they're not going to go support you. And to me, that's the threshold that the Panthers have crossed, the trust threshold now. And when you have, 18, 20,000 people sitting there on a road game to watch them in the arena, that's all you need to know. So, as a guy that covers it and been around it, your thoughts on that?
I mean, yeah, it seems like over the past couple of years, the Panthers have really reached that level of credibility where the town has embraced them, and you have so many people coming in to watch them. And I mean, just watching the Dolphins, everyone shows up for. no matter what. That's the only team where they really do get the blind trust, but that's 8 games a year,
But that's right.
and it's a bigger
But wait a
draw.
minute.
But
Trying. But they're trying. You see what I'm saying?
well, there
That's
were
where
years where they weren't.
huh?
There were years where they weren't back in like the mid to early 2000s and 2010 really. Like those years people still showed up, but that's
But
besides the point.
no, they're incompetent, but they're trying. It's even during that time. If you're bringing in Nick Saban, it's because you're trying. If you're bringing in Parcells, it's because you're trying. You know what I'm saying? So if you're actually bringing in the people that everybody wants, it just doesn't work out that way. That's not really. You know what I'm saying? I give that's where I give the Dolphins credit. They once in a blue moon they'll make the playoffs or whatever, but every year they're trying to buy people in free agency. They're trying to bring, the Marlins don't try. Like they're not trying at all. InterMiami, they're doing, whether it was Higuain and company, even though it didn't work out, they were trying. And now obviously with Messi, they have, scored big. That's what I'm telling you. In this town, if you're trying, they're gonna actually meet you halfway.
Yeah, and I mean the Panthers reached that threshold of credibility once they started bringing in guys like Sam Reinhart or a guy like even when Sergei Bobrovsky came in 2019. That's kind of when a few people kind of turned their heads towards the Panthers and thought they were trying, no matter how badly the contract looked like it was going to age at the time. Obviously, now the guy has a Stanley Cup ring on his finger, and he's got a one-way ticket to the Hall of Fame now. But I mean, even that move back then was a signal of things to come, as far as this ownership group really wanting to pour in the money to build a contender here. And now that they have a championship, that's one more piece that adds the credibility of this franchise, that they're trying and they're pushing for another one here. So, yeah.
Viola, well, that's how Viola closed out his speech, right? Let's go get another one, and it starts with that dude, bro. His commitment is absolutely second to none. And when you have that, and then you have Zito's mind, who, Jesus Christ, dude, this guy knows how to put a puzzle together. He is absolutely phenomenal. So let me ask you something, Colby. When we look at where the Panthers are at now, you know the sport better than us. Are players going to take, because hockey guys are actually really, really good people, and they really actually environment and all those kind of things is actually really important to them. They're not all driven by money. So does that bode well for the Panthers? Other people want to be a part of the winning ways now.
Well, we saw that with Sam Reinhart not too long ago this morning, taking 8.62 million, I believe. It was 8 years, 69 million that he signed. When if he went to market, he could have easily been making 10 or 11 million dollars. He came and stuck around and took just under 9. So, I mean, when you have that guy taking a pay cut to stay here, I'm sure a lot of people are going to follow. And Dmitry Kulikov did follow too. He has that deal, 4 years for 1.15, and he gets to retire a Panther. I'm pretty sure with that deal. So you already have examples of it happening as today goes on. So I think that's a pretty big example for other players who are looking to make a pit stop here and kind of revitalize their career or just look for a championship, just like a guy like Oliver Ekman-Larsson did last year.
By the way, you can follow him on Twitter at Colby D Guy, and so you can catch his work at the AP and Palm Beach Post. All right, so what's going to happen with the Lamborghini and Montour? Those guys are free agents too. What's going to happen with all the free agents? What's your feel?
Montour's already gone. He signed a deal at Seattle.
Oh, that's right. I
Yeah,
just did. That's right.
they paid him just north of $7 million, so he's getting a good payday, and he deserves that. And I mean, as far as these other guys, I mean, Oliver Ekman-Larsson is rumored to go to Toronto. I think that's the thing that's been floating around. And as for the rest of these guys, I mean, there are a lot of guys the Panthers have the ability to bring back, like a Ryan Lomberg or Kevin Stenlund, and just got to figure out what happens. And I'm sure the Stanley Cup tax is going to hit, and a few of these guys are going to get bloated offers because they won a Stanley Cup. So we'll have to see what happens there. But there's no really feel on some of these other guys that the Panthers do have the money to bring back, but we have to see how they kind of construct things and how they go about things. And with Montour gone, they need someone who can run the power play now, unless they look at Forsling or Ekblad as a person who can do that. But yeah, that's the one big need that they have. They got to fill out the fourth line, because out of all those fourth line guys, the only one that they have under contract right now is Jonah Gadjevich, who they signed to an extension at the trade deadline this year. So they just got to fill out the roster and find those pieces to kind of rebuild here.
All right. Are there any free agent names that you're looking at out there that they could bring in? Because that's the other thing. Zito's going to bring in a couple guys, and they're going to fit, because that's kind of what he's been doing, man. Jesus, it's amazing.
Yeah. So I mean, the biggest thing with here is that the biggest name that I think the Panthers can bring in to kind of help out the power play is Shane Gostisbehere. I don't know if he's taking the discount to come here or not. I don't really have much intel on that. But what I will say is that he is a Pembroke Pines native, and he fits what the Panthers need as far as getting somebody who can run.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.